The Conservation Center is honored to assist the patrons of the arts with this important conservation project. The following video features our conservators conducting treatment on the Annunciation.
This is Josh McCauley, Senior Conservator of Frames and Gilding at the Conservation Center. In the previous video, the overpaint and oil gilding was removed, leaving the original water gilding intact. The structural conditions of the wood substrate were stabilized and filled as needed. The previous fills were removed and the gesso layer was consolidated. Once the gesso layer was stable, losses were filled using a traditional rabbit skin glue gesso. The fills are refined to emulate the surrounding areas, and a layer of yellow bowl was applied to the entire surface. In the final phase of treatment, several layers of red bowl were applied to select areas of the frame. The areas chosen will be water gilded and then burnished to a mirror-like finish. The selected areas of water gilding will highlight aspects of the frame and create variation within the gilded surface. Prior to gilding, the bowl had to be further refined by using ultrafine, oil-free steel wool to create an even and smooth surface for the gold leaf. The next step is to water gild the areas selected with red bowl. Water gilding is achieved by applying a solution of water, alcohol, and glue, such as gelatin or rabbit skin glue, to the surface of the bowl, then immediately applying the gold leaf. The solution activates the glue used in the bowl, which is how the gold leaf is adhered to the surface in this technique. Once the water gilded areas have had some time to dry, the next step is to burnish the surface. The burnishing tool is made from a shaped and polished piece of agate. The tool is gently applied to the gilded surface, which compresses the clay used in the bowl, leaving a mirror-like finish. After all the areas of water gilding are complete, the next step is to oil gild the remaining surface. Oil gilding is achieved by applying a prepared size to the surface, allowing the size to set up and become slightly tacky. The gold leaf is then applied to the size, then gently tamped down with a soft brush. Oil gilding has a slightly matte appearance, creating contrast with the burnished water gilding. The frame is now fully gilded, and if necessary, can be lightly abraded and toned to give a more aged appearance.
Hello, my name is Amber Shabdak, and I am the Senior Painting Conservator at the Conservation Center. Up until this point, we have finished all the cleaning and structural issues with the Annunciation. This final phase is purely cosmetic and is called Impainting or Retouching, which means only painting on areas of loss or damage to minimize the distraction and allow the viewer to read the painting as it was intended by the artist. We use paints specifically made for conservation when impainting. These paints are soluble in solvents that will not affect the original paint if they are removed in the future. Our paints will age differently than the original paint layer, and at some point, the impainting will become mismatched and need to be redone. But thankfully, this will not happen for quite some time, and hopefully not in my lifetime. The paints used on the Annunciation are made by Gilding and are called MSA paints. They are mineral spirit-based acrylics and will remain soluble in mineral spirits after drying. We also use shell gold to impaint the areas of loss in the gold passages. This is a pure ground gold that is in gum arabic binder like watercolors. All of our impainting will then be sealed with a final layer of a synthetic varnish that will saturate the impainting and also protect the original paint layer. Our work will be able to be detected under UV light as dark areas of non-fluorescence. The Annunciation has been undergoing treatment for many months now, and we look forward to the finished results. We hope you've enjoyed these videos as much as we have enjoyed treating such a magnificent painting.